Hi, hello, and welcome everyone. Welcome back to another reaction of Doctor Who. Today we're going to be watching episode number 1 of series 10. We are going to jump straight into the new series, and I can't wait for the very first episode. Everything is so exciting whenever a new series starts. I bet you know that feeling when you don't know what's about to happen, when you don't know who's gonna be there. Will we see any new characters? Will we bring back old characters? How does our main character develop now that so much has changed for him in those last episodes? Like for him, it was like millions of years. For us, it was like, or especially for me, it was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks at most. So it definitely was more time for the doctor than for me. About last week's episode, I don't really have much to say about it other than I was pretty stupid and my Patreon people know why. So thank you for being not too mean to me or not being mean at all to me that I did like mix up this one character. I don't think I left it in the YouTube edit, but I didn't recognize the Nardine character, like the one that got his head cut off in an episode before last week's episode, and I didn't remember him, although I had seen him like just a week ago. But well, I did like mix him up with the blue guy that got his head cut off in another episode in a previous series. So, yeah, that was my bad. But I was told that it's not too important to remember this character because he's been there, and I don't know if he'll come back, but I don't think he is that important. At least for now. Maybe it's gonna change in the future, who knows? You never know with Doctor Who. Other than that, I hope we will see this one character again that we saw in the last episode. I hope that will bring him back because I miss him already. And yes, I'm talking about the squeaky toy. Oh my gosh. I edited the episode or parts of the episode this morning, and I kind of already forgot about it, but when I saw it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was the best part of the whole episode, the interrogation with this squeaky toy. And yeah, um, I haven't edited the episode to the end, but I think I can remember that the doctor had it in his TARDIS later. I really, really hope we'll see it again because that's just the funniest. Maybe the doctor's going to use it in future interrogations, like of him interrogating someone else. But if I could choose, I'd choose him to come to life. Well, sorta come to life and be a companion of the doctor. Like, could you imagine him being like a normal person, but with the squeaky toy head, and he couldn't talk but just squeak all the time? That would be the most annoying thing ever, having him as a companion. So yeah, I'm gonna rethink this theory of mine. Other than that, even throughout the edit, I have to disappoint you guys. I didn't like the episode more. I've read the comments of people on Patreon, and I don't like the episode more. I understand why people would like it, but it's just, I think the reason for that, the main reason for that is that I'm not into superhero stuff. But that was last week. This week, we're gonna start a whole new series. I couldn't be more excited because we still got the Peter Doctor. This is a dream come true because I never thought we would have him as a doctor in the new series. I thought he'd die in one of like the Christmas episodes. I mean, he could always die in the first episode of this series, who knows, or in the middle of it. But since we still have the story with Ashilda and Clara and it's not resolved, and some little other tiny bits that I think we might revisit in this series, I don't think that he will die, at least in the beginning of it. So I am very, very hyped to see Peter on screen again. Oh, that's so good. I love him so, so much as a doctor, like really. So before we get into it, let me talk about what I think will happen in this series. Because I always do that. Like before I go watch an episode or a series, I try and guess what will happen. So I think the first half of the series, we might like either travel alone with the Doctor, revisiting old characters and friends of his, and him trying to get through the like him just traveling through the universe, being oblivious to the situation of Clara. And I don't know how it's going to work. Because at one point, even if we do that, we have to introduce a new character that's going to be on his side. Either we bring back Clara, which I don't think we will do, not at least not in the first half of the series, or we introduce a new companion for him. I don't know if that will happen in this episode already. Maybe we will have another one or two where he's traveling alone. But then again, we have already seen how the Doctor manages the new situation. We have seen the pain in his eyes. And I'm not only talking about Clara, which he forgot about all of that. He just remembered that something happened with this character, but he doesn't remember her. He doesn't know she's still out there, and he could find her one day. But where did I want to go with this? How did I start this sentence even? I didn't even remember what I wanted to say. It was probably something very clever, and now lost the thought. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I lost the thought while thinking about it. Yeah, the Doctor traveling alone. So I think we've revisited, oh, I remember. Not only the loss of Clara, the loss, but we've already seen a reaction of him reacting to the loss of River, which apparently was a big one for him. But, well, duh. But I think he kind of was over it already in the last episode, judging. He was still sad. You could see the sadness in his eyes. But the writers were like, oh, let's just talk about it for 1 minute. Just, we had it in a scene, we talked about it, so we can close that chapter. Just to let the audience know, okay, 24 years are already passed. Doctor is sad, he lost River. So just so you know, so now we can close the chapter and move on. That's what it feels like to me. So I don't think we will have a big psychological reveal about the Doctor's feelings at the beginning of the series. So if we don't do this, like I said, we could have 1 or 2 episodes where we revisit old characters as the Doctor's trying to find something new for him to do. And until he hasn't, he's just going back to what he knows, or to who he knows. But I don't know. I think they will choose the path of giving him a new character, putting another person at his side and developing his character into maybe totally different direction than what we used to see from the Peter Doctor. It'll be very interesting to see how they are going to do this. How, in the long run, did all of the stuff that happened at the end of Series 9 affect the Doctor? Because we've seen what it did to him short term, but we don't know how it will affect him in the long run. Also, if we introduce a new character, a new companion to him, just yet, what kind of companion will it be? How will the Doctor react in the first place? After everything that happened? So many questions. And I think like almost none of them will get answered in this very first episode already. I think we will have to wait. When it comes to the big bad, I think Sheila will, like, I don't know if it's just going to be a Sheila or in some kind of way, maybe Clara. I couldn't see a scenario where that was happening, like Clara against the Doctor. But I could definitely see Clara and Sheila getting into a big fight, and Sheila threatening Clara, and Clara turning to the Doctor, begging for help, and then having a big finale, Clara and the Doctor versus Sheila, with the result that Clara and the Doctor are going to die in the end. Because I think the Doctor will die, like the Peter Doctor, regenerate after this series. I think, unfortunately, it's going to be the time. And I think we will close the Clara storyline together with the Peter Doctor. So I could see that as a possible storyline. That's my take on it. But I think I'm so wrong. It's just like, I don't know. It's my fantasy. Like, it's not a fantasy that I would like to see, because I don't want to see the Doctor suffer or regenerate. But we all know, as Doctor Who fans, long-time Doctor Who fans, that it will happen one day, and we will have to adjust. Or rewatch the same 3 series for the rest of our lives. I mean, that's a possibility, right? Okay, everyone. We are going to start the first episode of the 10th series. Brace yourself. Let's get into it. I'm so excited. Oh, not important, huh? So, I guess it's more important than I thought. Hello. Oh no, he's falling apart. What is this? Is this the Doctor's office? There's a raven on the... and River's picture. Oh, and the TARDIS. Out of order. Ooh, what? Is there more stuff that I recognize? And I recognize the other lady on the picture. Like, I know that I've seen her in the classic episodes. Oh, yeah!
In the canteen, I was on chips. There was this girl, student, beautiful, like a model, only with talking and thinking.
Really?
Do you know what I realised? She was fat. I'd fatted her.
And how does that in any way explain why you keep coming to my...
What an introduction.
What's that? A police telephone box?
Yeah, for you it is.
I had the window and a part of the wall taken out and it was lifted in.
What, with a crane?
Yeah, with a crane.
Oh, yeah.
It's heavier.
Why did I think that it was real? The TARDIS can teleport. I'm so stupid. I believed him for a second there.
People come to your lectures that aren't supposed to. Why pick on me?
Well, I noticed you.
Yeah, but why?
Is that Sarah Jane?
Smile.
No, wait, that's his granddaughter from the very first episode, right? I think I recognize her face.
Phew! Danger averted.
One time, you were going to give a lecture on quantum physics. You talked about poetry.
Poetry, physics, same thing.
How? Is it the same?
Because of the rhymes.
Oh, rhymes.
Am I nearly done?
Do you want to be?
See ya.
A great conversation. Thanks so much.
I'm not part of the university. I never even applied.
We'll sort all that out later.
You kind of have to sort that out earlier.
No, I'm sorry, but get out of this room. Doctor, what is not the right question to ask? So he's a tutor at a university and teaching the kids stuff that he should teach them. And how, like, is quantum physics? How does this have anything to do with rhymes? Like, I don't know. But I love the little table with all the memories. And I'm pretty sure, now that I've thought about it, that on the table, the other picture, not River, but the other one, that's his granddaughter from the very first episode. So what a great callback to the very first episode.
Passage of time is an
Ever.
illusion, and life is the magician.
I'd love to learn from him. Can you imagine?
But if you experience those pictures one after the other, then everything comes alive.
That's such an interesting take on that. Such an interesting concept. He looks like a magician out of Harry Potter.
You know you're my foster mum. He's like my foster tutor.
Tutor the doctor.
I'll get him in.
Time is the
Is she an
space
alien?
made by our lives
Probably. She is.
and relative dimension
In space.
in space.
Just ship share, please.
Even though she knows that she's making the lady fat, she still does it. It's not learning from her experiences. Or she doesn't care. And she's nosy. And probably about to find out something that she shouldn't. And probably die.
Rotating.
Oh, and you're clumsy.
The door upstairs, how did you set the security?
Friends only.
So far, a big list of very good traits.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't seem fine.
Sorry, can I ask? What's that in your eye?
It's just a defect in the iris.
Looks like a star.
Oh.
Well, it's a defect.
So she's
At least
not
it's a
an
defect that
alien.
looks like a star.
I'm getting it fixed. There's a puddle over there. It hasn't rained for a week.
Yeah.
So,
You want me to look in a puddle?
Please.
will it drain your soul?
What am I looking at?
Your reflection.
Okay, so far so normal.
Pilot is located.
Oh, it's an alien puddle. This episode's already more Christmassy than the Christmas episode of last week. Just saying. Oh, it's a rug. Oh, he's wearing a crown again.
But if someone's gone, the pictures really help.
Yeah, they do.
Just photographs of your mum. I didn't know we had them.
Oh, she was beautiful. I can imagine that must be hard. So sad and so beautiful at the same time. The doctor took that picture? He knew her.
Happy new term.
I'd have a lot of questions if I was her.
You said you needed a crane to lift your box.
Sorry, what did you say?
She's clever. Okay, we can add one positive trait. One very important positive trait to the list. You again, staring into the puddle. She's so beautiful.
Still making eyes at a puddle.
Such a natural beauty. Wow.
Come round. I'll show you.
Promise you won't go.
Promise.
Oh. I don't think that's the same person anymore. She's behaving different than yesterday. More self-confident, more smiley, less panicky.
Pilot confirmed.
Oh, that is... Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have nightmares about this face. Oh my god. My heart just sank.
What's wrong?
That face was straight out
She
of
said
a
it was a
horror
defect.
movie.
But what kind of a defect?
I don't ever want to see that again.
What could be wrong with your own face?
I like this, like, it's the... It's the first episode of Series 10. In the first episode of Series 9, we had a puddle and a face that was looking into the puddle as well. I don't know if this is a deliberate callback, but it's just a small detail that I noticed. When the doctor said, I can't recognize his face. Why did I choose it? Or he said, I can recognize the face. I know it from somewhere. That's what he said.
I what?
I don't know. Look, I know you know lots of stuff about, well, basically everything, but do you know any sci-fi?
Oh, well. Maybe a teeny tiny bit.
Possessed by what?
I don't know. Saw this thing on Netflix. Lizards in people's brains.
Netflix. I mean, 2017, so yeah.
A freckle or a funny tooth, something that's not
Oh,
cement.
Badge!
See, your friend saw it straight away because of her eye.
Oh. And now he realizes that it's evil.
Something in the water pretending to be you. Of course.
We need the TARDIS. By the way, I'm feeling companion vibes. I'm getting companion vibes from this duo.
Passenger selected. Pursuit engaged.
Oh, the voice. Oh no. Uh-oh. It's worsening. Water. Water. The puddle is water. Can it travel in water? Because we just saw it move.
Is there someone staying here in the flat?
Of course not. No, what are you talking about?
Oh, shit. Call the doctor. Okay, maybe I was too soon with my companion vibes. Maybe she's gonna die.
Hello?
Get yourself a weapon first.
Someone...
I mean, even if it's just an intruder,
It's not my fault.
you need some kind of weapon. Take the umbrella behind you. Okay. Now call the doctor.
I'm coming in.
Well, I tried. Oh no. You saw something. Careful.
If that's Barry.
Oh no. Again. Nothing. Just water. Oh, thank you so much for that one. Doctor Who writers, here we go again. They just love to do that to me. And to her. The whole building is dark, but the doctor's still there. Oh my gosh, this is a horror movie. It's like the one, like, It Follows.
Hello. Hello.
It mimics. Remember what the doctor told you? It's trying to mimic you.
You scared me.
You scared me. Oh no, I'm playing the game. Shut up. Run away. Run away. You're so close to the doctor. Don't do this. Just like those people on the spaceship that one time. Okay. Oh, she ran. Great. Okay, now we can fight it. Perfect.
Hello, Bill.
Or maybe we don't have much time to do that. Oh. Into the TARDIS. No.
What are you getting your box gonna do?
What an extraordinarily long and involved answer this is going to be.
We're trapped in here.
Nothing gets through these doors.
They're made of wood. They got a window.
Turn around. He's waiting for her to turn around. It's like a child knowing that he's
Look,
about to
this
introduce
is all
the
mad,
TARDIS.
I know,
Oh, it's
but
dark. Okay.
That's the door I told you about.
He loves that part as much as I do.
Yeah, I don't think it's really her. No, this is hard to believe. I know you're not exact.
I have to change my background. Album
Time and relative dimension in space. TARDIS.
He's so proud. Look at his face.
You're safe in here. You're safe in here and you always will be.
Well, Doctor, what did we say about making promises to keep people safe?
It's like a
Spaceship.
kitchen.
Kitchen?
What?
A really posh kitchen, all metal. What happened with the doors, though? Do you run out of money?
Is a technological marvel.
The music!
Or ever can be.
The most dramatic
Can I use the
introduction.
toilet?
Oh, really?
Well, come on.
And the toilet? No time for toilets. Yeah. I know it's hard. For the first time, at least.
Here, as far as I can see, the vault's secure.
So, companion wives are back again.
Go anywhere he likes. Good, isn't it? Anywhere at all in the whole university.
In the whole university?
This isn't a knock-through.
No.
I thought you liked
Doctor,
sci-fi.
It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Yeah, we got it. Congratulations.
If you had work to do, why would it lie around in a puddle?
I don't know, maybe it's a student.
Oh, banter. Oh, it's good this.
I am kind of starting to like this guy. I really have to learn his name. Gives me a shiver every time she appears on screen. Love it.
It means it's not interested in what's inside the vault. It just wants to kill us.
Oh.
Run! It's not interested in the vault. It's chasing us.
That scream! Oh my gosh. Oh, so peaceful and calm.
It was night.
Yep.
Now it's...
We can also move in time. Sydney! Yay! mean, I like the Australian accent. Watching a TV show from Australia, and I've gotten used to the Australian accent, and I like it very much now.
Are you from space?
No, of course not. Nobody's from space. I'm from a planet like everybody else.
Well, it's a planet in space.
If you're from another planet, why would you name your box in English? Those initials wouldn't work in any other language.
I never thought about that. Oh no. Look away.
Other end of the universe. 23 million years in the future.
I should have said that. It was in my head when he said, as far as you can. Do you want to travel to the end of the universe again, Doctor? And I didn't say it, damn.
So this is somewhere else?
Yeah.
This is a different planet? Not Earth, a different one?
Like every time they travel, it's just one thing on top.
Part of the ship itself. Shape-shifting fluid that becomes anything it needs to be.
But seriously?
More than a passenger. It found a pilot, so it ate her.
Strange way to travel.
All written down.
Well, you act like you do.
I act like I do because I don't.
It must be looking for some.
This is so... Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I was covering the screen when I was drinking, because I didn't want to... Oh my gosh, I didn't want to do that in this room. Yeah. It's actually it. I didn't want to spill it everywhere.
It's time travels. It never gives up.
Why don't we just stay in the TARDIS if it can't enter?
I want you running interference. Can you do that?
Can I say no, sir?
No. Yes, then. Thank you. Well, it's a war zone, and this is just your basic skirmish. And it's not as bad as it sounds, I promise you.
Told you, every time he travels with her, he just escalates the situation for her. The big time war? What kind of war is this? Demons Run?
What's that?
The deadliest fire in the universe.
Identify!
Exterminate.
Exterminate!
Exterminate.
Oh, that was clever, Doctor. Ooh. Oh, that's bad.
Except that one.
It's okay, this is Nicologik. Look.
Yeah, it's a star thing.
Promise you won't go.
Promise.
Oh. The promise.
You have to let me go.
Oh, well. I really liked you.
I really liked you.
Bill.
Touch it, don't touch it, don't touch her.
Goodbye. Bill.
Oh, she was really lucky there.
You don't look all right.
She's fine.
Thanks for mentioning the obvious.
That's the doctor for you. Never notices the tears.
Okay. Damn it, my microphone was muted again because I got a call during
A student was sick outside and it registered as a biological
the
attack.
recording. But I have the second tape and I'm gonna play it. Now we'll see if it works.
No, you have to forget about that.
I don't see how I can.
I do.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Don't worry, this won't hurt at all.
No, but tell me. Yeah, because I think you're going to wipe my memory. How stupid, you know?
Oh, wow, she's really clever.
Just a week. Okay, well, just for tonight. Just one night. Come on, let me have some good dreams for once.
Oh, come on, Doctor, please.
But imagine. Just imagine how it would feel if someone did this to you.
one hit me hard. The music.
Get out. You can keep your memories. Now get out before I change my mind. Don't speak, don't start, just run. Now, go! You shut up as well. Will you all...
I don't know why it hit me that hard all of a sudden. I mean, I know why. Thanks, Clara. Thanks for that one.
It's a big universe. But maybe one day we'll find her.
Aww.
And relative dimension in space. It means... What the hell?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That effect there in the end was so good. Ooh. Okay. Wow, my makeup is ruined. I never learn, do I? I'm like, oh, it's the first episode of a new series. What can happen? What bad can happen? We're just gonna start a new story. There's not gonna be any tears. Yeah, but if we keep on having callbacks to old stories that are so sad that I have to cry every time I'm being reminded about them. Ugh. Okay. So, to clarify, I got a call in the middle of the reaction. I had to pause the reaction, which normally I don't do, so I had to go back like half a minute from the point where I turned it off to take the phone call. And I hope I'm gonna adjust it in the right way so that, like, for YouTube this won't be any problem, but for the Patreon people I hope I'm gonna adjust it in the right way so that I won't skip a second or add a second, so that your recording is aligned from start to finish with my recording. And also, I forgot to turn on the microphone after that call because it was a confusing phone call. Something surprising, not too positive, nothing too bad, don't you worry, but yeah, something that I didn't think would happen. Let's keep it like that, but nothing too bad, just nothing good either. So long story short, I forgot to unmute the microphone after that call. So yeah, I am having my second audio recording of the webcam up there. And this time is the first time I'm gonna try and use this safety net that I implemented. And I hope it'll work. I know the quality is crap compared to this microphone quality, but at least it is something. At least I'm not muted, because I don't know how long I was muted, like 4 or 5 minutes maybe? I don't know. Okay, enough about my mistakes. Let's talk about the episode. What a great start to a new series. I really liked this episode, really did. I love that we still have this one character. I think his name is Nardoyle. I promise if this is not his right name, I'm going to learn it. I promise. And we do have this new character. Her name is Bill. And it's easy to remember. Bill. Bill Pods. Was it Bill Pods? I guess it was. Which is really interesting that, again, we do have I guess now companion with a surname that is also something in real life, like we had with Amy Pond, for example, where they, throughout the series, built up a story around her name. And also with River, we did that. And now we do have a new name that's like something in reality. I don't know if they will do anything with that, but it's just interesting they keep on doing this. Or maybe it's just a coincidence. The episode was structured very well. I liked the slow beginning and the conversation those two had, where I kind of got companion vibes already, but it was a bit too early into the episode, like after 2 minutes, to already like think that this might really be a thing, because in one episode many things can happen. So I didn't say anything yet, but I kind of got those vibes. And so the doctor worked, because now he's not doing that anymore, as a tutor in this university, and like teaching kids what they need to know about rhymes. I would have loved to visit one of his, like, or not even one. I would have loved to have a whole year of the doctor teaching me about quantum physics, because that's such an interesting topic. And he knows so much about it, probably. Not probably, for sure. So, I mean, he could also teach me about rhymes, as long as he teaches me anything. So it's the doctor we're talking about, right? Then we do have the antagonist in the episode. Oh no, let's talk about Naldo first. He reminded me so much, I don't know why, but he reminded me so much of Strax. Not because he looks like Strax, because he doesn't, but the way his character is written. He's like a companion for the Doctor as well, and he is kind of a like comical relief in the episode, because he's very funny. He's not as funny as Strax, I think. I don't know, but his way, like, he has more variety in the things he says. Because with Strax, he's very funny as well, but all of his, or almost all of his humor surrounds either weapons and killing someone, grenades and stuff, or that he doesn't understand humans. And I think the variety of Nardole is a little bit bigger, and forgive me if that name is wrong. That's what I'm gonna call him in this episode. His variety of humor is bigger than the one of Strax. And I really, really like him. I wasn't that attached to him in the Superman episode, or let's say Dr. Mysterio episode, but I really liked him in this one. And I hope that we're going to have a trio in this series, because I think that'll work so well with those three. Because as a companion, I don't think, or I didn't get that from Bill yet. She's not the funniest of the companions if you compare her to like River or Donna or Amy, for example. She's not that witty when it comes to being funny. Or maybe she didn't have the lines in this episode yet. Maybe she'll get there. So it would be a great addition to have like the Doctor and her as a team solving the puzzles, and then having Nardole as a comical relief every now and then. I think that'll work great. Okay, let's talk about Bill. Well, I think I like her. I think I do. It's very hard to adjust to a new character. Even harder if you really loved the previous one, which in my case I did, because I loved Clara so much. But I loved Amy, and I fell in love with Clara, even if it really hurt to lose Amy and Rory. I think I can adjust to Bill as well over time. For now, I do like her. I've nothing against her, and I can see her and the Doctor working as a team. She has no like mom anymore on this planet, so there is not really, I mean, she has that one friend. Was it a friend or was it a family member? Did they say that? But she doesn't have that bond to the world in terms of parents on this planet. So it's easier for her to just escape and travel with the Doctor. By the way, the introduction of the TARDIS gets more epic from time to time, and the Doctor, like this Doctor, is so proud of introducing the TARDIS to anyone. I loved that scene so much. You can see it on his face, and it wasn't the first time. Like every time he does that, he's so happy. He's so happy. In the moment when he like turned on the lights in the TARDIS, and we as a viewer saw the TARDIS for the first time as well in this series, just like Bill did, and we're like, wow, look at that. It is so cool. I want to be there. And she's like, wow, look at that. It's so cool. I am here. That moment. And I really have to remember to change my background because the series 9 is over and I need the new TARDIS in the background. I'm going to do my very best, but you should have some patience with me. I'm going to try and remember. You know what that means, right? It's probably going to be episode 4. Well, the antagonist, by the way, was really good as well. In the beginning, it was like better than in the end there, because it kind of like got overused during the episode, because it was so scary in the beginning. And I compared it to a horror movie, which it really was, like seeing the face in the puddle for the first time with this screaming expression on the face. That was so horrifying. And then seeing her standing in the dark with the water dripping off her body and her face, looking with those dead eyes, like staring into your soul. That was terrifying as well. But the more they did this effect of her building in the scene, because they did that for like 3 or 4 times in a row when the Doctor and the other two like went into the TARDIS and traveling. First, they traveled in space inside the building. That was so funny as well, by the way. I mentioned it during the episode. So first they traveled just in space inside the same building, and she's like, wow, you can do that? You can travel like wherever you want in this building? I'm like, yeah, of course. So then they travel for the second time, and they travel outside the building, and they change places, like continents completely. And she's like, wow, you can do that? Wow. So then they travel for the third time, and they travel in time. And she's like, what the heck is going on? You can travel in time? And then on top of that, the Doctor's like, yeah, and now we're going to travel to another planet. And she's like, oh my gosh, you can do that? And then they travel to a war, which was like perfection. Like that travel history, how they built it, it was so well done. But the one thing, the antagonist thing that I was talking about, every time they traveled, and as much as I like that aspect, but the antagonist like following them and building itself up in every single scene and being spooky and scary, like over and over again, it kind of got overused and wasn't as scary anymore during the end. I wish they didn't do that all the time. I wish they would have used it more, like less often. Other than that, I really liked it. I really did. Also, the conclusion in the end there, it wasn't like, it's kind of like the producer said, oh, this is the first episode of a new series. This is a new companion. We have to have a Dalek in there. Like they did for so many times. They're like, okay, this is an important part in time. This is an important part of the show. Put a Dalek in there. I don't care how you do, just do it, okay? So they did. I don't really know what kind of war that was. The only 2 big wars that I remember at the moment are like the Time War and the other one that I talked about in the episode, the Demon's Run. But I don't think it was either of them, or maybe it was the Time War. I guess if it was one of them, it was the Time War. So, yeah, but maybe it's not important. So she saw the TARDIS, she saw the Doctor traveling in time and space, and she saw the Daleks. She's a full-on companion now. I'm very curious as to how those two will get along. Oh, by the way, the ending? The ending? Ah, I mean, I don't talk about this scene. I'm talking about the scene where he wanted to take away her memory. And I don't know why I was so into the scene. I didn't even think about the fact that the Doctor got his memory taken away in all the Clara stuff and all that. I didn't think about that, even if those parallels were obvious in your face. I thought, okay, he has to disguise himself, so people won't take notice of him. So, I mean, it's a thing that he does. It's nothing too bad in my eyes. I mean, he's not hurting people if they don't know. But the moment she looks into his eyes when she says, okay, just do it, and then she's like, just 1 second, please. Think about if someone would be doing that to you. And then the barriers open and it flooded my eyes with tears from one moment to the other. I don't know why, because it's not that dramatic, but just like if you think about it. I mean, if you think about that the Doctor doesn't know that that happened and he doesn't know what happened to him. That's what I mean. It's not that dramatic. Of course, it's dramatic. But us as a viewer, we know he's all right regarding that issue. It's not bugging him in any way, shape, or form. That's what I wanted to say. But somehow it just hit me like a train. The second I connected the dots was like whoosh, and then I just cried. I don't even know why. It must be trauma deep inside of me. Doctor Who trauma. Well, yeah, so I connected the dots. We all know about the fact that it happened to him as well. And it was very, very sad. But if we are at the end of the first episode of a new series mentioning that there is this thing still lingering in our heads from the last series, if we're mentioning this deliberately, I think that I'm right and we're about to deal with this issue and with this whole topic in this series. Because why else would they bring it back then? If it was a closed chapter, why else would they do that? Just to hurt us? I mean, yeah, the Doctor Who writers, so might be the case as well. But I don't think so. I'm not buying it. No, I'm not buying it. I think they did that deliberately. I think that's everything that I want to say about the episode. And let's get into the IMDb rating, shall we? Okay, strangely enough, this episode is called The Pilot, which, what is this? Is that a mistake? Couldn't they think of a name to give the episode? Why is this called The Pilot? That's so strange to me because if it had something to do with the pilot at least, but there was no pilot in the episode, so they must be referring to the pilot episode. Why would they do that? I don't know. Or was their creativity overboard and they couldn't think of a name for the episode? Is that it? Was it a special episode where they're okay, this is the beginning of the rest of the story of Doctor Who, so this is the pilot for the new Who stuff? I don't know. Well, let's talk about the rating. The rating. What would I give this episode? This is a hard one for me. Okay, I feel as if I do need to watch this episode for a second time to really be able to judge it. It was one of those episodes where I can give this a rating now, but I don't think that I won't change it after watching it twice. And I don't think that the rating will be worse when I watch it for the second time. It's very hard for me to describe why I feel as if this episode gets better the more you watch it. Because I feel that it's a very special episode. The first time you watch it, it's a special experience. But maybe it feels different in a better way if you watch it for the second time, because you know what is about to happen to the companion. It's, for example, if you think about series 5, episode 1, the first series with Amy where she gets introduced. The first time I watched this episode, the 11th hour, I did not really connect to the episode because I didn't have the connection to Amy yet. But I went back to rewatch the episode when I knew Amy, like 2-3 seasons later. I came back to this very episode and I enjoyed it so much more because I got the connection to the character, and also Rory because he's in the episode as well. And I really celebrated seeing them on screen for the first time. And I think that's the feeling that I want to describe with this one as well. It feels as if you have to know and like Bill for who she is if you know her. And then the episode feels even better than when you watch the episode without knowing her. I think that that's the best way to describe it. So, first time watching rating, I'd say I'd give this episode an 8.6. Yes, because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the light-hearted moments in the episode. I enjoyed the Doctor being on the planet Earth. You know that I do love that. And I enjoyed the antagonist that took away from the light-hearted scenes and made it into a horror movie for a short period of time. I also enjoyed the introduction of all the Doctor Who stuff to Bill. That was really good. So I'd give this episode an 8.6. Let's see what the IMDb people think. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You can see my surprised face about that rating because what? Okay, doesn't make any sense to me. The only way this rating would make sense to me is, and do not tell me in the comments please, one way or the other, I do not want to know, but I think this rating can only mean that this companion is not liked as much. Not liked at all, because it's still a 7.8, still somewhat good rating. But if people were really loving that character, like with Amy, the Amy episode, for example, this episode would be rated so much higher. Because, let's see, because the 11th hour is rated an 8.7, by the way. Matt, I love your sweet cute face. Okay, let's not overreact, shall we? Yeah, so 8.7 for an introduction to a companion. I mean, you could say, okay, maybe it was the episode, maybe people didn't like the horror-y stuff, maybe people didn't like, I don't know. If I compare the antagonist of the 11th hour to the antagonist of the episode that we've just seen, actually, the pilot antagonist, at least I am liking it more than all the eye spaceships, and not because I don't like eye stuff, but then again, I'm just thinking about the eye stuff, but now I'm rethinking the antagonist, and it was this alien who could like kind of copy people as well, just like in this episode that we've just seen in another way, but yeah, was kind of similar now that I'm thinking about it. Strange. Okay. Well, but I don't understand why they would rate this one episode so high and the other one like 1 point less than this one. Doesn't make much sense. The only thing I can think of is that people, well, but then again, No. I take that back now that I have thought about it, because the 11th hour isn't just an episode. The 11th hour has so many scenes in it that are deliberately written in a way where you re-edit them over and over again in later episodes. Replayed the child sitting in the garden, like waiting for the doctor and all that stuff. We've seen it over and over again. So there were scenes in the episode that were important for later, and it was like a if you know kind of deal, and reactors never know because they watch it for the first time, and viewers are like, haha, if you knew. So the episode was more complex and on another level than just a normal episode. So that might be the case. So maybe it's not really about the companion, but more about the importance of the actual episode. And maybe this one is like important for an introduction, but not as important in the future. That might really be the case. Yeah, I think that's maybe it. I mean, we'll see in the upcoming weeks if this companion is likable or not likable. We haven't seen her like really being with the doctor. She's very self-confident. It could go both ways. I could see it go both ways, because Clara was very self-confident as well. She developed into, well, for her it ended in a bad way as well, because one day she was so self-confident she thought she could trick death. But I mean, self-confident in terms of like talking back to the doctor when he tells you to do something, and you're like, well, actually, I think I'm more clever than you. That's the way I mean when I say maybe she will get too self-confident, because she talked back to him in this episode already. And maybe it's just banter, like Narda said. Maybe it's just that, but it might even be a little more in the future. I don't know. I don't want to judge her already. I've seen her in one episode. What am I talking about? I don't want to judge a book by its cover, so I'm just going to wait and see how it develops. I mean, I do like them together now, and maybe it'll continue, maybe it will change. We don't know. We will see. I hope you had much fun watching this episode together with me, and I'll see each and every single one of you out there in the next episode. Until then, have a nice day. Bye!